games. It's just the operating environment. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just there's just a little tangle up with the operating environment. No matter what us YouTubers say or do, no matter what you guys that watch YouTube videos do, doesn't seem like we can really make a meaningful impact on the cash shop market. We are the hardcore gamers, the ones that play video games, and then when we're not playing video games, we're watching videos on video games. It's pretty hardcore if you ask me. And it might feel like we're part of a gigantic community, but relatively speaking, it's not that big. It just feels like it because it's all that we see every day. We're entrenched in it. There's so many players out there that play these games that don't even think about nor care in the slightest about these greedy cash shop practices while they're playing. Some of these players are, of course, very casual players that are only playing just to kill a couple zombies, they buy some eternal orbs, and then they log off. They might not even understand what true endgame is in an online video game. Then there's a huge market of players who think about things but will play and spend money regardless. And understandably so, because we are all constantly itching for new games, and I do fall into this category at times. And then there's the extremely small market of gamers who will actually boycott these products. Even if we wanted to make an effort to reach more players to let them know, hey guys, this game is really bad, morally speaking, we probably shouldn't be playing it, there's literally no way to reach the players who don't consume YouTube or gaming news content. They're not looking for this stuff, so we're never going to be able to speak to them. So yeah, it basically sucks, and I really encourage those of you who have not watched any videos to go watch a video that goes in depth on the actual cash shop to see what Blizzard and Activision have actually done here. They have deployed all sorts of psychological tactics to manipulate gamers, and it's really wrong. And morals aside, this is bringing down the entire gaming industry. Even though this is a mobile game with a PC release, this is bringing down the entire gaming industry. The more companies that do this, the more insane money they make. Even if you think the game sucks, they're making so much effing money, it's ridiculous. More and more companies are going to go down this route because they can make hundreds, if not billions of more dollars by doing stuff like Blizzard is doing here. There's a ton of articles out there that go over the psychological monetization tricks that companies use on players, especially Blizzard and Activision. This is kind of surface level stuff. Activision and Blizzard go much deeper than this with the way that they've implemented their tactics. But I'm going to quickly go over this article really quickly and then we'll move on. So the first tactic is the foot in the door, hand in the wallet strategy, where companies know that once a gamer makes their first purchase, every purchase after that is going to be psychologically a little bit easier to make. So how does Diablo Immoral do this? Well, they offer all sorts of little things that you can buy that seem like they're a really good deal. So you make the purchase and then you start buying things after that. One thing that I saw was different versions of the battle pass, for example, but also I saw somebody playing this game, and after they completed, I don't know if it was a dungeon or a story mission, they were offered the opportunity to pay 99 cents, not a dollar, 99 cents, another psychological tactic, to get more loot from that mission or dungeon that they just did. Just pay 99 cents and we're going to give you a little bit more loot and maybe even XP. That's just a trick trying to get somebody to go, okay, you know what, screw it, I'm going to spend the 99 cents this time. And then after that, they're most likely going to keep buying things. It's just how our brains work for the most part. So skipping down to the third one, this is called currency distancing, and this is where you use fake fictional currency that you have to purchase with IRL money to buy things in the game. So in Diablo Immoral, they don't want you spending your actual money to buy items. They want you to buy fictional currency, of which there's different types, which makes it confusing. Another psychological effect. They want you to spend your real money to buy the in-game currency and then use that in-game currency to buy other things, because there's a psychological effect behind that that doesn't make you feel as bad when you spend the in-game currency. Now, another thing with currency distancing is you can, you know what, let me just show you guys right now. Let me bring it over to Diablo. This is absolutely pathetic, and I've seen so many companies do it. So for example, if you wanted to buy this Winged Darkness skin, it costs you 1,000 eternal orbs. Okay, let's go buy 1,000. Oh wait, we can't buy 1,000. We have to buy either 600 or 1,500, and we have to spend $9.99 twice, or we can spend $24.99 to get 1,500. So they don't allow you to do that. And what ends up happening is you end up buying, let's say you end up buying this one, or you buy this twice. You purchase your skin and then you have some leftover eternal orbs, and what do you know, most likely the math won't line up for those leftovers to buy you something either, and then you have to buy another package on top of that. It's a never-ending cycle. The decoy effect and price anchoring strategy basically makes it so you never feel like you're getting a good deal unless you start buying up, and sometimes they'll even make it to where the highest one isn't necessarily the best deal because they're trying to push you towards that third or fourth choice to really make sure that you buy something that's not on the bottom, and the top one might scare you a little bit, so you buy something in the middle. Loss aversion is the idea that people hate losing things more than they like gaining things. In my opinion, all of Diablo Immortal, if you're not spending money, you always feel like you're losing out on things. So in a way that kind of carries over. As your friends spend a little bit of money, you're falling majorly behind. If you miss like your login rewards, you're more tempted to actually spend money to make up for that loss. And the last thing that they talk about in this particular article is that of reciprocity, which is supposed to be mutually beneficial to both parties, but instead it's a tactic to mess with your mind a little bit, as Blizzard will give you a bunch of stuff like daily quests and stuff like that, make you feel like you're getting things, even though you should already have those things, make you feel like you're getting things for free, and therefore you're more likely to spend money on other things. And this kind of ties into daily login rewards and, you know, the version of the free battle pass. There's a lot of psychological effects behind why they do that, and they're not doing it just because they're feeling good and they want to give back to the community. So this is really basic stuff that I'm talking about right now too, and it just goes so much deeper with this particular game. So I really do encourage you guys to watch videos that go really in depth with the cash shop. And then I'm not even including all the gambling aspects behind this, the addictive nature of gambling, and Blizzard doesn't care about that at all in their game. They're going to let you gamble with your money and never really be guaranteed something. There's a lot of systems like that in this game that just they guarantee you something eventually, but like you have to pay money at first when it's not guaranteed, and then after that, if you pay again, then it will be guaranteed that you'll get some drop, which you don't know what drop that's going to be. It's all a bunch of bullshit. As many of you are probably already aware, Diablo Immoral is not launching in Belgium and the Netherlands over loot box laws. And Blizzard says because it's due to current operating environment for games in those countries. Instead of just saying we're stealing everybody's money, creating gambling addicts, taking advantage of young players, they say it's just because of current operating environment for games. It's just the operating environment. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just there's just a little tangle up with the operating fucking environment. This is how you make an impact. You make it illegal in your country. The problem is, how do we go about doing that? I have no idea, nor do I think we even can, especially considering that these companies have so much money in the industry now. They also have power. Money equals power, especially in the USA. So if there's ever an opportunity or someone finds a way where we can actually try to push legislation for stuff like this, please let everybody know. And maybe it will start making news. Video games are becoming more popular and more popular over the years, so maybe this could be an actual mainstream topic one day. Now, is this just a Blizzard problem? Of course not. And Blizzard probably learned and studied, actually, it's basically a guarantee that they learned and studied from other greedy cash shop mobile type games, and then they employed the tactics that work into their own game. Then they probably also just have people in their company that are experts in psychology. And God, man, can you imagine being a hired psychologist for Blizzard or somebody that's in that type of department, and you're literally telling a corporation how they can fuck people over? Can you imagine that? That person that does that job. All right, people that work at Blizzard and game devs, most of you guys are probably awesome. You guys are the best. You're making a living, you're working for a company, you probably get good benefits and stuff like that, even though we all know that Blizzard hasn't been the best company to work for over the past I don't know, 10 whatever how many years. This is not a hit at the regular game devs. This is a hit at the freaking jabronis that were advertising this game at BlizzCon. Fuck them.
Authentic Diablo gameplay at your fingertips.
And this is also a hit at the higher-ups that allow these tactics to be employed and the people that really made it possible for this to happen. All in all, it doesn't seem like we can really do too much. And like I said, a lot of us are still going to try these games. I find myself hyped for Diablo 4, but God, it hurts to even say that, but I'm still probably going to play Diablo 4, which is going to support Blizzard. Fuck, we're just in a really fucked up hole right now. Don't know what to do. But the one thing that you can do, not going to tell people don't ever play these games, do whatever the hell you want, but the one thing that I do want you to do is to cherish the companies that are even remotely good. Even remotely good. Kiss their feet, buy their definitive editions, praise them on social media, make them feel good. In the end, money seems to always win, but the few companies that are left Let's show our love to them. And the companies that come in the future that don't go down these really, really messed up paths, show all your support that you can for them, man. And this goes for other genres too, even single player RPGs. We're seeing these greedy practices work their way into all genres in gaming now. And, you know, hold on, let me go to my other screen just so you guys can see Blizz Sweatshop in the background. I like you guys to stare at that. And the analogy behind me using this name, I would say temporarily because I'm probably going to get banned, is that it's so obviously wrong what they're doing that it almost feels like that I'm just walking across the street, walking into a sweatshop, seeing 110-year-olds work exhausted 20 hours a day, getting paid 5 cents with broken fingers, buying a product, and then walking out after seeing all of that. That's what it feels like Blizzard is becoming, even though this doesn't have anything to do with, you know, child labor or working conditions. Although we all know that Blizzard hasn't been getting the best press in terms of working conditions over the past couple of years either, but that's an entirely separate issue. The main problem here is that Blizzard is being highly manipulative with the way that they do the cash shop and the things that you have to buy to be able to keep up with people or be able to compete at the highest level or even participate in some of the content at the highest level. They're manipulating you. They're using psychological tactics that are proven to get a lot of people to spend money when it's not in their best interest to spend that money. It's really fucked up, man. It's really fucked up, and I have zero respect for Blizzard and Activision as a company right now. Alongside that, and I mentioned this earlier, is that this brings the entire gaming industry down as a whole. The more companies that do this stuff, especially when there's a gigantic company, a behemoth of the industry like Blizzard, they set an example for other companies and show other companies how much money they can really make by putting out shit products that make them hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars. Why would you want to create a game that takes you 5 or 6 years of really hard blood, sweat, and tears development and only make, you know, $50 million when you could create a lower quality game, manipulate people, use a little bit of psychological tactics, and then make $1 billion? Of course, most people, even you guys watching, would probably go down the money route because money is important for us as humans, for most people, and understandably so. It's just, this is getting just way out of hand, man. I've been so angry the past 2 days ever since I saw the cash shop. It really is depressing and very, very sad. Very, very sad week for the gaming industry. I don't know what to do anymore, man. Fuck. Catch you guys on the next one.